Hey guys, this is Kumar with Out-of-Box Builder, and this video is about how to clean your airbrush. On Hyperscale, I've noticed that quite a few people are wondering how to clean their airbrush, and they have some issues because of the dirty airbrush and stuff like, just general stuff like that. That's causing them not to get the fabulous paintwork that we see on a lot of the models in Hyperscale. So this is a tutorial on how to thoroughly clean your airbrush. This is designed to be a deep clean. This is not a simple clean. A simple clean is, or basic clean is, when you're done with the airbrush, you put a little bit of a cleaner solution after your paint, blow it all out, and leave it alone for a day or whatever. This is taking apart your airbrush, which you have to do. I would recommend perhaps 3 or 4 times. Every time, 3 or 4 times after airbrushing and such. For me, currently, I have not cleaned it on purpose because I have been painting this right here, the BAE Hawk, the cockpit area, and gluing all that stuff together. So I haven't cleaned it on purpose to give you guys this demonstration. So I'm going to go ahead and begin now. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the air cap here. Alright, and you see the needle coming out, and then the needle, I guess I don't really know what to call it officially, but the needle something or other. You're going to unscrew the back of the lug nut here that holds it. Make sure these parts don't roll away. They are, prone to roll away and such. And what we're going to do is, that's the needle, that's the needle tip. What we're going to do is unlock the needle tip, and here's what I recommend in this part. I don't actually have my needle tip lock thing, so I use a plier here, but the tool that came with it was lost, and what I'm going to do is just unlock it really quickly, and oops, oh, sorry about that, it's going to have to go on this side, and I'm going to just take the needle tip off here. Whoops, needs a little bit more untightening. I'm right-handed, so I'm got to do it this way. And I'm gonna just twist this off with my hand because that's all I need, so you can see from here. And now at this point, people take the needle from the back, right here, and pull it back this way. Don't do that. The paint that's been built up, the dirty stuff, all that gunk is on the needle. You're dragging it through the body of the airbrush and causing it to be clogged up and deposited in that area. So you don't want to do that at all. In fact, you want to take it going this way. So what I'm going to do is just gently tap it, gently, okay? And it'll come loose for the most part. If it doesn't, what I'm going to recommend is you take a little bit of cleaners and put it down there and let it clean out, and then. So I'm not sure how well you guys can see this, but this is pretty dirty right here, this needle. This is filthy. You can see there's all sorts of black gunk on it and such, and it's because I haven't cleaned it in a while. So now I'm going to go ahead and clean it. The best cleaner, honestly, for airbrushing is perhaps one of the worst chemicals, and that is lacquer thinner. I have my lacquer thinner in this bottle. I have a little tip for it, so the vapors are not evaporating the entire time, but I can't find the tip right now. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour this over the needle really nicely like this. And I'm trying not to get this on my skin. Try your best. It is going to go through a little, but you just want to pull the needle towards yourself. You want to put it into the paper towel, and then pull the needle towards yourself. Don't go forward. The needle can get caught, and the tip of it can get bent. A needle is actually pretty strong, but the tip of a needle is usually the finest point and such. So it's a little weaker, and you don't want to break it. So this one needs a little more, and I'm just going to put some more lacquer thinner on it. And whenever you work with lacquer thinner, try not to get on your skin, and try to work in a very well ventilated area. So here we go. All that gunk is off my needle for the most part. I see a little bit right towards the end, and I'm just going to put the needle in here and just kind of squeeze it out. There we go. Alright, there we go. Clean and good to go. I'm going to put my needle to the side. The other part of the equation now is we have to clean the inside of the airbrush, and The best way to do that is these pipette cleaners that you can get from Home Depot and such. They're pretty cheap. And this is what you want to use to clean your airbrush. I'm going to completely disassemble my airbrush and show you guys the complete airbrush. As you can see, my outside is dirty. I'm not too worried about that. I mean, that's just cosmetic, and that's really doesn't affect the airbrush's performance or such. Okay, so we have all of the parts of our airbrush that are put down. There's this part of the airbrush, the air cap. What I do is I have a little bottle. This one's kind of a little stuck, but I actually have a bottle in which of lacquer. Let me show you right here. It's a little bit of lacquer thinner in a glass jar bottle, and I leave it in there for a little bit and let it dissolve and let it take care of itself. This way it works out quite well. And same with this needle tip. It's a great tip. It's made out of nickel. It's very strong. But in here, paint does build up and does get dirty. You know, you can't take the pipette cleaner and put it in some lacquer thinner and clean it out that way, but I've noticed if you let it rest a day or two in the lacquer thinner bottle, it works out quite well. So what I'm going to do at this point is just put a little bit of lacquer thinner onto the paper cleaner here and insert it into my airbrush. Just going to be not going to pull too much. I just want to clean out this area right here. I don't want to go into the body of the airbrush all the way back here because there's no point. I always take my needle out going forward, not backwards, so the gunk doesn't really get in there too much at all. But this, you'll notice just by doing this, look at how dirty the airbrush inside gets. And that's what you're looking for. And you know, you want to put it against the light and see if it's clear, if you can see anything. That's always important. I'm going to do this and just twist it around a little bit in circular motions and try to get as much of that gunk out as possible. So here we go. I don't really see anything. It's clean. I'm looking down the top of it here. I don't see anything in the bottom cup. It looks fairly clean to me. Okay. Alright. Back here I don't see anything either. I'm looking through the back and seeing maybe if there's paint or any gunk that's gotten through here. For the most part, it's fairly clean. I have kept it fairly decent. I mean, I tried to dirty it up for you guys to show you, but it's not too bad. So I'm just going to use a little bit more lacquer thinner, clean it out. Now I'm going to go a little bit deeper, just because it's soaking with lacquer thinner, so I'm not worried about anything back there. It will dissolve, and just drop out some of that lacquer thinner. Okay, it looks very clean to me now. It looks very good to go. I'm going to take that pipette and here and just put it into the tip and just twist it around a little. I don't know how well you guys can see that, and you'll notice that quite a bit of gunk comes out of there. So that's always good to do. I'm just going to twist it around. And there we go. I mean, that's quite a lot of gunk out of there. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's pretty much completely clogged there. I'm going to do it again because there's still quite a bit of gunk in there. Quite a bit of gunk. Okay, looks much cleaner. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start taking my airbrush and putting it back together. With the tip first. Oops. Make sure not to cross thread the tip here. It's can be